Hi, everybody. Great to be back with you. I'm very, very appreciative for the opportunity to hear some great messages from our global outreach personnel and have Kumar Swami with us, and then Pastor Dave and Todd Hoyt share some of their stories, the exciting opportunities that the Lord has given to us. I'm just absolutely thrilled with the way that God has provided for us and the challenge that He's presented us with. I was glad to be back with you this last weekend and begin this new series on the wounds of Easter. And you have a lot of different questions there that have been prepared for you that will talk about the times that you've been wounded or betrayed by someone. And I hope you have a great time. The thrill in my heart is that you're celebrating this biblical principle of connection, where with transparency and openness and with grace and truth, we can minister to each other in the realities of our lives. And so you've got some great questions, and I hope you'll spend your time talking about this. I didn't have time to go into one other aspect of a wound that many of us are familiar with and even have benefited from. The Proverbs writer said it very, very simply. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. And last weekend we saw the deceitful kiss. We know in Matthew chapter 26, Judas identified the Lord as the Messiah to be arrested by the giving of a kiss. An interesting word used in the original. It's not the normal word for kiss. It's an intensified form of it. It's a word that was used for an affectionate and an intense kiss. So it wasn't just the usual peck on the cheek that's used even in the Middle East today. It was a very deliberate and deceitful kiss that identified the Messiah to the soldiers who arrested him. We know about the deceitful part of our enemy's kisses. But have you ever been wounded by a friend and had it turned out to be a good thing? A faithful thing? I once had a friend many, many years ago who came to me and said, Dennis, you use too many words in your normal conversation. And it was one of my roommates, and it was while I was in seminary. It's this nice way of him saying to me, you talk too much. And you give too many answers. You don't listen well enough. And that wound really helped me. It's something that I still need help with. But this was the idea of someone taking the risk, someone who loved me and cared for me, to honestly wound me by telling me the truth, that it had a positive impact. I'm wondering if you might take just a little bit of time in your small group to share maybe some of the positive aspects of wounding. When someone actually helped you by telling you a hard truth, a truth that you needed to hear and maybe you weren't aware of, maybe a part of a character flaw that you just didn't have insights into. I hope that you'll use this time for honesty and an expression of, here's how we can grow by being truthful and honest with each other. If there's been negative impacts through betrayal, you've got a lot of questions to talk about that. But I'm hoping and praying that this is a great time of fellowship with you. And I'll look forward to being back with you next week when we talk about the second wound, that of mocking words. But for now, have a great time together. Look forward to being with you next week.